Chase Lee Hockey with the Blue Futon. Out of the movie theaters, we have a movie called The Good Neighbor. Is there such a thing as a good neighbor? Do you really know your neighbors? Can you trust them? Let's find out. So, a little disclaimer for the review: don't drink and drive. There's Ubers, there's taxis, there's Lyfts, there's plenty of options out there. So, just don't be a Nancy Pelosi husband and just do the right thing. Anyway, The Good Neighbor, what's it about? Two neighbors go to a bar, they come home, they hit someone on a bike. Now they got to figure out how they're going to get out of it, who's going to die in the meantime. Are there going to be a love interest triangle like always? Are they going to make it out alive? Is one a psychopath? All these questions will be answered if you watch the movie, and that's a big if. So overall, did I like this movie? Unfortunately, this is one of the movies where it has been done a million times before. So with that, I'll give you the positives of the movie first. How the story is told about the drunk driving, with trying to figure out who they got to do with this cat and mouse, with the police, with the boss, with the sisters. There is some good connections of what is happening and some twists. I want to call it twists, but things where I was like, oh shit, I didn't see that coming. And they do some things where it's like, okay, that's a little bit smart and that's a little bit smart. So there are some smart scenarios in this movie that does add a little bit of thrills to it. Also, the acting in this movie is really good with everyone involved. The sister and the two neighbors, what they do, the dynamics, you do feel the chemistry with them. Also, the filming location in Latvia. I think that's another smart thing to do in this movie to make it something different. Yeah, there's a UK person, a US person, and doing this European news. I think that dynamic also puts a little bit of plus into this movie. It almost felt like The Watcher, that movie that came out, I think, June 3rd, and I watched it in Sundance, where it's like an American going to a European country. This is kind of the same way, but with drunk driving instead of being watched like that one. Other than those positives, this is a very average by-the-book movies. Yeah, like I said, there might be some twists and turns, which I'm not really going to call them twists and turns. I'm going to call them story elements that are like, okay, that's smart, and I should have thought of that before. But other than those, like, oh, duh, silly moments, you've seen it a million times before. The story is nothing new. You know what's going to happen with the love triangle. This is like a stalker movie with, who done it, cat and mouse chase. So everything you see coming, you know what's going to happen. You know what this character is going to do. You know what that character is going to do. And you know what these characters are about to go through. You could say the very end is like, okay, I can understand why that occurred. So that could be a little bit of interesting, like one up to the story of like, oh, that person actually decided to do that. But you know exactly what's going to happen where someone you think is dead, but they're going to come back to life because there's a, CPR machine and 1, 2, 3, they're breathing now and shit like that. So there's no real surprises with this movie, and it's extremely by the book. And when it's by the book, same with the directing, same with the cinematography, even though there are some good elements to it of like the architectural style as well as the forest, but there's nothing fancy that you've seen differently. It's more like stationary camera, and we're going to do this to point A to point B. Also, there's some unbelievability when watching this of like, red flag, why has this person been missing for so long? Red flag, why didn't this person report the car like they were supposed to? Just some stupid character decisions where you're just like, really, that's what you're going to do in this scenario when this actually happened. So overall, The Good Neighbor, it's a okay neighbor type of movie. You've seen it a million times before, but the acting does keep you entertained and where this story is trying to go. Even though it's an hour and 45-minute movie, they could have taken off 15 more minutes. But taking out those 15 more minutes, I do wish they more focused on the Jonathan Rhys Meyers character. Why does he have this OCD and everything like that? So I kind of wish they focused on that Robert character and his background of why he's doing what he's doing and how is he able to do it. Because like I said, the whole boss in a car wrapped in plastic, don't know how that actually happened. So The Good Neighbor will receive a 2.5 out of 5 Futons. It goes at 50%. So see the critics' news scores gave this one. So the critics a 40% with 10 of them. Audience score an 89% with over 50. No critic consensus. Wow, I'm actually shocked at that audience score being 89%. I'm looking at the reviews, predictable, 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 and that's what it is. It's a very predictable movie, but there are some good story elements as well as acting that does keep you entertained throughout the hour and 45-minute movie. So anyway, the 89, the 50, or the 40. Chase out with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Bluetopia. You Tony, and thanks for watching. Have a great day. Feels like my voice is different for the past 2 reviews, especially with this one and Independence Day. It feels like something's stuck here. And no, don't go there. Don't do it.